Right, I thought I'd give you my honest opinion on Duncan Rhodes Tooth and Coats paints. As you saw in the video before, I've got the first wave, so I can only comment about that, and I've got a few of the second wave. But yeah, I bought the rack because it keeps things tidy. That was from Sarissa, and the rack itself was I think £35 plus postage, which I didn't think was too bad because it's got colour printing all over it and etc. Blah blah blah. I didn't buy it just for the ego trip saying I've got Duncan Rhodes stuff. It just is practical. You can see your colours straight out. You can see which ones, even out of the other triads, would work alongside other colours. So it's quite handy for that reason. Now the colours themselves, the base colour does as it says, no problem, covers straight over, and then you highlight, your medium colour, then you highlight. Most of them aren't garishly too far apart, to be fair. I do enjoy using them. I've not had any yet where I've thought clear off at high velocity. So yeah, I found them pretty good overall. Quite content with it. You tend to find that the greys that you've got within that this first wave, you've got the Death Reaper through to the Dungeonstone Grey, which is lovely, but you could use Death Reaper through to Wizard Grey as well as another triad, and then your Dungeonstone Grey through to Carcharodon Grey. So that's quite useful. Then you've got the off-whites, which is basically a skeleton triad, and then an off-white triad with Griffin Claw, Ivory Tusk and Trooper White. Yeah, you can get away sometimes without using any washers. Excuse me, here we go as normal. You've got another brown triad, which is like a dust bowl through to mid-tone or sandy coloured brown. Then you've got Scorched Earth, which goes through to Wasteland. You'll tend to find that's ideal for doing wood, oldish looking wood. So yeah, to be fair, I'm quite happy. I've not had any issues. The only issue I do have is the dropper bottles, and you always will get that with dropper bottles, where it gets caught within the lid, dries out within the lid, or gets snarled up with moist paint. So you have to be careful, because we all know when it gets down to the bottom of the thread, it oozes out on the side, you get it all over your hands. So I try and keep on top of that. So the metallics go on nice and smooth. I do quite like those. So all in all, as far as I'm concerned, here we go again. That's what you get through having about 3 hours kip. I've noticed every time I lean forward, the screen keeps going dark and then bright, and can't help that. Like I said earlier on, the curtains that are on here, arty-farty curtains, and it will go all the way across. So yeah, as for the washers, now this first range has 6 washers in it. I am really happy with them. They flow quite nicely into recesses. They dry proper matte finish. They are very much like the second lot of washers from GW, and same say, not had any issues with them at all. So yeah, quite happy. I've got a few of the second wave, not many, and I'm steadily going to build that up, and I'm glad they did the second wave in a way, because it's got some more dull and muted colours in there, which is ideal for painting some historical stuff or making your fantasy figures look more realistically in colour and not so garishly bright. So yeah, I'm looking forward to steadily building them up. I've heard rumour mill that they're supposed to be doing another range called Grim Dark, and I don't understand this new painting called Grim Dark. It's just like, why paint something that dark and you can't see the figure? But that's my own personal opinion. So yeah, I just wish to some degree that maybe he'd release his own set of brushes, or the company that he sort of works, cap in hand with, to do their own set of brushes and a good quality brush. But you just never know. But I mean, like I've said in previous videos, excuse me. Like I've said in previous videos, I don't think brushes are as good as they used to be. Winsor & Newton, I think there's one or two dodgy batches of them around, and also some of the Artist Opus. I've had a few of them, and yeah, they didn't seem to stay in the point long, and you got one rogue long hair compared to the rest of the hairs, and you've got to try and clip them off or get rid of that without ruining the point, which is a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, the Vallejo brushes I've been using, I didn't rate the smaller ones. I've got the one that I'm regularly using at the moment, which is the size 1, but that's getting ready to be replaced now because it's starting to lose its point, but it has had a fair few weeks use. So yeah, so mainly that's my roundup of Duncan Rhodes paints, the 2 Think Coats paints, and still on about the brushes. I tried some Rosemary and Co ones the other year, paintbrush wise, and yeah, they were alright, but they didn't last long. So yeah, anyway folks, that's my quick catch up on the Duncan Rhodes paints. In general, I'm enjoying using them. Okay then folks, catch us all soon. Goodbye.